Welcome to a great edition of the Forum. I'm your host, Sheila Evans. Here on the Forum, we highlight interesting and important achievements, programs, and events within our school system and the Wilmington community. We have another lineup of incredible guests again today. First, we talk with Ashley Hoffmeyer about this year's Sea Perch competition. Murray Middle School's team will move on to nationals after their recent win at the North Carolina Regional Sea Perch competition. Then we'll chat with Dr. Sherry Pinto and Justin Fischetti about this year's Teacher Trot. It's always a fun event every year, so you won't want to miss that interview. And finally, we'll talk to Mark Schmidt about this year's Big Carolina Cup event at Wrightsville Beach. The 2019 Carolina Cup is in its 9th year and is a week-long event featuring over a dozen clinics and 5 races. We'll return after this short break.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Rachel. She's cool.
Hey. Hey, could you watch the road?
Hey, could you watch the road?
Okay. All right, well, if we die in a car crash, I want to donate my eyes to my neighbor Gary. He has a boat and he sails all around the world. I would love to see that. I don't know if he actually needs eyes, but who would turn on a free pair of eyes, right? Who's that rich?
My next guest is Ashley Hoffmeyer. She's the science teacher and Sea Perch coach at Murray Middle School. And you guys are headed to the Nationals at the University of Maryland.
We are.
Tell us, what is Sea Perch? I have no idea.
So it's a underwater robotics program.
Really?
Where kids build ROVs. They're called remotely operated vehicles. It teaches them basic science and engineering concepts, tool safety, and they also have to have some technical procedures that they have to follow.
Underwater?
Underwater.
Wow, that's a little
pretty cool.
twist on Science Olympiad, huh?
It's pretty cool.
Very cool. How did you become in Sea Perch involved?
Well, I actually went to a professional development at UNCW a couple years ago and met Chris Gordon, who was head of the STEM department there. And I just got really intrigued and contacted another colleague, David Glenn, and figured out a way to get a grant. And I got a grant.
Oh, awesome. So how do your students get involved?
Well, basically I ask staff members to recommend students, so they're recommended by staff members. And we do Sea Perch every day, Monday through Friday, during a mastery time in the morning. It's like an enrichment period for the kids.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So it doesn't involve after school and...
No after school. There is, obviously the competitions are on the weekends and after school, and there have been some practices that they've had at the YWCA here in Wilmington on Sunday afternoons, but other than that, no, it's on campus.
So you guys are going to nationals. Did you already compete regionally?
Oh yeah, we've been to 3 competitions.
Okay.
The first competition we went to was in Bolivia. It was the Wilmington Regional Sea Perch event. I had a colleague that took them to New Bern for me, which that's where we won our nationals. We won there. And then we also, just this past Friday, went to Charlotte and competed there. So that was pretty neat. We won 2 first place events and a 3rd place event, but we didn't qualify for nationals there.
Gotcha. So what are the activities or the events that they participated in for the competition?
Well, this is the 2nd year that I've been a part of Sea Perch. And, you know, looking at last year compared to this year, there's some changes that are made each year, but this year was focused on mission and recovery. So the kids had to add magnets to their Sea Perch, and they had to light up this beacon for a certain period of time, and then they had to open up a vault. Other challenges consisted of how fast would the perch go, like speed. Another one was they had rings at the bottom of the pool, and they had to collect as many rings as they could. There's a few more, and then the big thing is the engineering notebook. So for them to keep a record of like what's happening, what are they learning, how are they modifying their sea perches throughout the whole experience.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of girls participating? There's such a push today for girls in STEM.
Actually, half of the class is girls.
Nice.
Yeah, and they are amazing. so are my boys, but all of them are I've got a really great group this year.
Good. Now, you mentioned that you got a grant to get this started.
Mm-hmm.
Does that take care of the funds to get you to nationals and such?
No, not quite. Cost a lot of money to go to nationals.
Yeah, I bet.
One of my coworkers reached out to Alliance Credit Union, and they have funded a huge amount for us to go, which is a big deal for families because it does cost, quite a bit to get there. And my principal has been amazing as far as helping find school funds to fund the program in the school. So, yeah.
So how exciting will this be for middle school students to be on the campus of the University of Maryland?
Oh, they are so excited.
I bet.
They are just tickle pink. They're excited. I'm going with them. And there's, dinners that they get to go to and social events that they're going to participate in. So it's just, normal, what they would experience in a regular competition, but just amped up.
Gotcha. Do they get to stay on campus? Since
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I didn't know if they would get the dorm experience
Oh,
or
they're
not.
getting the
but
dorm
given
experience.
that it's June, school should be out.
No, actually, no.
I mean, school for University of Maryland. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
yeah.
I know
yeah,
we're in
yeah.
school till June 13th.
Oh, yeah, we have, yeah.
But just, the whole dorm experience is kind of cool.
Yeah, I think
Especially when you're in middle school.
they're excited about it.
Very good. And what will the national competition involve? Much different than what they've been seeing
It's
so
going
far?
to be pretty much what they have been practicing. Like the mission recovery will be the big spotlight. And, their engineering notebook is going to be a huge deal for them. So they've been working on that recently. Just changing and modifying and making it better so that they can do really well at nationals.
And will they have the opportunity to watch others as they're not competing?
Oh, yes.
Just
yes. Yeah, it's going to, from what I've gathered, it's going to be pretty organized.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that's very exciting.
Yeah, we are excited.
Very good. And you said you did some professional development that day. Will you have the opportunity to share that going forward to maybe encourage other middle school teachers or science teachers in general to get involved?
Just being involved in this has helped me collaborate with Ashley High School, Murray Middle School. So I think so.
Cool.
Yeah.
To share that this is something so cool.
Yeah, the kids love it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Very good. Well, Ashley, thank you, or Ms. Hoffmeyer, thank you for stopping by, and good luck June 1st and 2nd at the University of Maryland.
Thank you. Do you mind if I just read a couple shout outs?
Oh, go ahead.
This is something that Murray does
Okay.
To shout out some special people and that
You
have
go.
done a great thing for me. I just wanted to say thank you to Nancy Ledbetter. She's been she's helped me coach and helped me find funding. Liz Crace for acting as my active coach on a way.
Awesome. I know her.
Yes, she's fabulous. Robert Reeder, who helped transport my kids to New Bern. David Glenn for giving me spare parts.
Nice.
And helping me troubleshoot. And my principal, he's been amazing. He's supported this whole process for me. And most importantly, my students.
Very good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
and thanks for
you.
doing that. And I'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages. Good.
Thanks. Can you believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I am joined by two folks working on the teacher trot for New Hanover County Schools. To my close left is Dr. Sherry Pinto. She is the supervisor for the dropout prevention. And Justin Fischetti. He is the principal intern at Bradley Creek Elementary and also on the teacher trot committee. Dr. Pinto, let's pick on you first. Why do we even have a teacher trot?
This was an initiative that Dr. Markley brought with him when he came to New Hanover County. As a district, one of the initiatives that he brought with him was district-wide wellness, not only students but staff as well, and getting the community involved. So when he came here, he brought the idea of the teacher trot, the 5K, with him. And each of the schools get to have a team, parents can be involved. It's a really great time just to see all of our school community and extended community come out, whether that they do the 1 mile fun run or they participate in the 5K. There's something for everybody, and it really falls in line with our district wellness policy.
Speaking of the district wellness policy, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Sure, of course. We have a district wellness policy. It's board policy 8620, in that as part of the school's goals in the school improvement team or strategic plan, they are to include a wellness goal. And the big push is the whole child, and not just talking about physical wellness, but social emotional wellness, and making sure that they have what they need nutritionally, opportunities for movement, services for social and emotional health if needed. And all of those initiatives are now required under board policy. And that was a great push 2 years ago when the board put that in place. And so now we do all of these things, and then we share that with Dr. Markley, who presents it to the board.
Nice, nice. Well, let's pick on you, Justin. Who can run in this race?
So as Dr. Pinto mentioned, we really want the whole community to get involved, and we're looking this year to get over 1,000 participants in the race. So as a former teacher, aspiring administrator, and coach of the Bradley Creek team, we're trying to get as many students running and their run buddy, which could be their parent or a family friend, and then as many of our staff to run it. Right now, Anderson Elementary is leading everybody by a very vast margin. Anderson, Williston, Bradley Creek, and then a number of other schools that are getting their students and families signed up right now.
Cool. Now, you're relatively new to the race, correct? How has participation grown over the years?
First year on the committee. I've run it 4 years out of now this will be the 6th annual. Couple times this will be my 4th time running, but a couple times that I've had regional track meets as the New Hanover coach. Every year I've seen more participation and more excitement, and I feel like there's more competition between the schools, talking to different administrators and teachers now. So one really cool thing they've added this year is there's not just an overall winning team, because high school tends to have an advantage with those athletes. So now there's a top high school, top middle school, and a top elementary school, which will add to that competition. Good,
good. And how do folks register?
So everybody can go on to itsgotime.com. They'll be timing the race. Very easy. You can go on to their website and you'll see a link to the Teacher Trot race and upcoming events, and they can register for their particular team. So they'll want to reach out to that school if they want to connect on how can I sign up for the Anderson team. Looks like they've got a lot of their athletes signed up, but there might be another school where maybe there's only a few people signed up. Let's go ahead and get signed up over the next week or so they're ready to get running on May 4th.
And if I recall, it's usually a pretty affordable race as races go?
It is very affordable, and different schools have different means of signing up. So some do it collectively, and usually those schools are reaching out to their parents and probably already have. If you want to go on as a community member, it is pretty low cost compared to most of the races around town throughout the year.
When I was new to the 5K experience, that was my very first run about 4 years ago. So what I thought was really cool is all the families that were out there.
It is. It's great. And of course, the schools and the teams also do costumes. And, with the race being on May 4th, of course, the Star Wars theme with the May the 4th be with you. And so we are also having an award for the most costume. And it's just a great time. And regarding the participation, I think the first year we had it, we maybe had 400 participants, which is still fantastic, but we were over 800 last year. So we have doubled in the life of the Teacher Trot. So Justin's exactly right. We're hoping for 1,000 this year.
And Justin, I don't even know if I asked you where it was.
This is at Ashley High School or in Veterans Park. It will start on the track, which is really neat. The mile run is on the track, and then the 5K starts on the track and then finishes on the track about 300 meters. So it's great for spectators. They can see that beginning and end, and then they can also see as you come around with the little side park area that athletes will come through, a lot of different spots where you can see runners working hard trying to finish that race.
Do you feel like most of the people that register do have some connection to New Hanover County Schools?
I would think so. I think that there's a number of other training groups in town that are interested in finding a flat, fast race, which it is. So if anybody out there is interested in a race in May, they've been training all spring, and they want to go try to get a personal record, that's a great race to do it. A very fast race. I think last year there were 15 to 20 people that ran under 19 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So one of the faster collective races in town throughout the year.
And I will say also we have many community partners, because on the field area around the track we have sponsors and partnerships with community agencies. And so Alliance Credit Union is our title sponsor, but we have several vendors that will also be set up. And we couldn't do the race without our community partners, restaurants and such. And so they also have an opportunity to bring in a group of runners if they wish to do so. So this is just definitely a community-wide, everything from parents to businesses in our county.
Sure. So Saturday, May 4th, what time does the race start?
The fun run starts at 8.
Okay.
And then the 5K starts at 8:20 approximately.
Okay, very good. Well, thanks for stopping by and giving us an update on the teacher trot. Saturday, May 4th. I'll be back in a few minutes right after these messages.
Start your day with New Hanover County Schools, the morning show. This Rise and Shine program will put a smile on your face and a spring in your step. Best of all, you'll start the day a little smarter, knowing more about our district leaders and teachers, discovering new frontiers in science and technology, and getting the latest school news from across the district. New Hanover County Schools, the morning show, educating all viewers to achieve today and tomorrow in a global community. Only on this channel.
I am joined by Mark Schmidt. He is with the Wrightsville Beach Paddle Club, and he is here today to talk about the Carolina Club. Mark, is this a new race club kind of thing? Give us a little bit of history.
Sure. This is the 9th year that we are putting this race on. The club really started, there's a group of us that kind of met going to races, and we all kind of connected here at Wrightsville Beach. We all lived here, but we were all traveling to different races, and our thought was, why not put on a race here, because we were traveling to races. So that's kind of, so the club itself is based here, Wrightsville Beach, and Carolina Cup is really kind of our marquee race that we put on.
So did you meet each other at other races across the country, and then you're like, hey, we got this diamond here, let's use this?
We actually met at the Blockade Runner.
Oh, okay.
There was a race there that a business in town had put on, Cold Stroke, and we had all most of us didn't know each other, but we met at the race.
So the race is 9 years old. Has it grown?
It has grown from, year one, probably a couple hundred people to, we probably get over 3,000 people come to the event.
Nice.
We generally have, 800 or so people actually race. Most of the folks that come here travel a good distance, so a lot of them bring their families. And then obviously people that live here come to spectate.
Nice. What kind of athletes are attracted to the race?
It's a good question. A lot of people wouldn't really kind of see, some elite athletes actually come into this. There's actually a Olympic sport called canoe, and it's very kind of a similar stroke. And so a lot of Olympians or ex-Olympians have actually crossed over into the sport, but surfers, anybody that enjoys being on the water, it's a great core workout. So even just kind of a community of folks that love the water are kind of attracted.
So just about
to it.
Anybody.
Pretty much
keep
anybody.
in shape off your season.
Yep.
Cool. Now the activities are not limited just to the race. Tell us about what happens beforehand.
No, one of the things that we saw when we were traveling was some of the races we're doing, they were, elite, attracting elite athletes. So the athletes would be there doing clinics, and what a great opportunity when you're just starting. So we kind of followed that format, and we added things. So, we probably have about 8 to 12 clinics through the week, starting on Tuesday. We also do a movie night, so there's, usually some underground movie that's popping up on stand-up that, it's not mainstream, so we get an opportunity to show it at our event. And then, obviously people that are coming here are that's their thing. That's something they'd be into. We also have over 40, 50 vendors here. So we set up the vendors on Friday through Sunday. A lot of the vendors bring their own equipment, so we have demos which are free. So even for somebody that's never done the sport or a novice, they can come out. The movie's free, the demos are free. All of the vendors are set up. It's really like a big festival. So even if you're not racing, it's great just to come out and check it out. And who knows, you might pick up a sport or get out in the water and see something that you enjoy. A lot of the folks that even come, we have 4 different races set up. And so they're, kids race and then almost like beginner, intermediate, expert.
Oh, okay.
So anybody can jump in, even somebody that's really never paddled. We have a 3-mile flat water race. You can hop on the water and, it's fun. You come in and, you really feel like you're a part of it. And we have a buffet afterwards, and we have vendors that have beverages and things there that are free, that are a part of it. So
a lot of fun for any age.
For any age.
How young do you see kids starting this?
Oh geez, even for the kids race, I see some parents with their babies on the board. They're paddling.
Oh, that's funny.
But for instance, I have 2 children, and they're going to be paddling it this year, and they're 10 and 12.
Cool.
They're doing the 3-mile flat water, but I've seen younger, 8, 7. Typically when you get that young, usually the parents out. If they're not on the board with them, they'll be right next to them paddling.
Well, that is so much fun. So we're bringing all this into Wrightsville Beach and the Wilmington community. What kind of economic impact do you think we'll see?
Yeah, that's a good question. The 3rd year that we put it together, we actually hired somebody to do a study. And at that time, it was a little over $250,000. And just with the amount that the event has grown since then, it's probably well $1 million at least. Most of the folks that come here are actually traveling. So, whereas some of the other local races, you get local people come out for the day. I would probably, if I was the guest, I'd say, just going off the numbers that we put together professionally years ago, I'd probably say 60 to 70% of the people are traveling far. So they're staying in the hotels, they're eating in our restaurants. They're bringing dollars from outside of the community that wouldn't be here.
Very good, very good. And as Wilmington grows, do you see your club growing?
Yeah, the interesting thing about the club is there was a group of us, we put it together, and most of us have our own businesses. We're all entrepreneurs. We didn't really have the time to dedicate to actually putting a club together, so we've really put the club together to focus on the races. So as far as the club, the community of stand-up has grown, and there is an outrigger canoe club in town that we kind of push people to for membership-wise. But as far as our club, we're basically just solely putting races together.
What time does the race start that day?
The first race, we're starting at 8:30, and we're pretty much, around there, pretty much a half, 15 to 20 minutes after each. We have each race on Saturday, the 27th of April, and then Sunday we do the kids race.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Are the kids first, but they're on Sunday?
Yeah, they're on Sunday. We had originally talked about wanting to do a Saturday, but there is so much going on. And with all of the athletes racing their own races, they're kind of exhausted. We wanted to give the kids their own day. And it's worked out nice because typically Sunday is, people, the adults race on Saturday, so it's kind of a downtime.
Cool.
And they can come down and watch the kids. And, when it's a nice day, most of the people they stay in the water, swimming, playing, and it's a fun day.
Enjoy the whole day.
Correct.
Very good. Well, Mark, thanks for coming in and giving us some information about the Carolina Cup, Saturday, April 27th.
Correct.
Thank you. I'll be back in a few minutes, right after these messages.
Global 3000, a DW production. Little things can have a huge impact throughout the world. The Globalization Magazine, Global 3000.
We hope you've enjoyed our program today. Remember, this year's New Hanover County Schools Teacher Trot is Saturday, May 4th at 8 a.m. at the Ashley High School track. For more information about how to register, please visit itsgotime.com/New Hanover Teacher Trot. The 2019 Carolina Cup at Wrightsville Beach is April 24th through April 28th, and you can learn more about that by visiting WrightsvilleBeachPaddleClub.com. It's sure to be an amazing weekend. Now, if you ever have any questions about any of the topics we discussed here on the show today, please call the Public Relations Office at 254-4106 or check out the school system's website at www.nhcs.net. I'm Sheila Evans, and thanks for joining me today.